Good morning, children. Today, in biology class, we are moving to the next chapter, components of food. Okay, in the first chapter, we saw how does the food comes, where does the food come from, what are the sources of food, how do we prepare food. To all these questions, we saw the answers in that chapter. So, this is a continuation of that. What are the components of food? You learnt already that to prepare a food we need ingredient, right? So what is an ingredient? An ingredient is a raw material without which the food cannot be prepared, right? So we use all the ingredients and prepare the food, and that is the components of food. So why are we using these ingredients as a component of food or as a part of a food? Don't we think about some other alternatives? What will happen if we use the ingredients? What will happen if we eat the food prepared by using these ingredients? We would get a balanced, healthy diet. We will obtain all the essential vitamins, minerals, and the nutrients for the growth of our body. Right? So, in a balanced diet, we will have carbohydrates, protein, vitamin, minerals, fat, and even water. Water is also essential for the welfare of the human body, right? So these 6 are the components of food which is obtained to the human body by eating. Okay, now let us discuss about each and every components. So first, carbohydrates and fats are called as energy giving foods, whereas protein is called as body building food. You know that the food is of two sources, animal sources and plant sources. From both the plants and animals we obtain these components. Each component will have a separate role to perform in the human body's healthiness. Okay? So carbohydrates and fats are going to give the energy to the human beings to perform a work or any activity. Proteins are called the body building foods because they take care of the job of growth. We grow, right, as we the height and weight of the human beings change as we grow. That is done because of the proteins taken in from the food we eat. Okay? Now this is a table showing you the food materials which are all rich in carbohydrates, fat and proteins. These food materials are of both the plant and animal sources. Okay? So carbohydrates is existing in two forms such as starch or sugar. They both are nothing but which are going to give you the energy. So carbohydrates will be existing in the form of starch or sugar. Starch is the another name of carbohydrates. You can better tell like that. What are the food materials which are rich in carbohydrates and starch? Rice. The Tamilians eat rice, right? Whereas the North Indians eat chapati and roti, which is made up of wheat. We have a different style of meal and they do have also have a different style of meals. We in the south of our country prefer rice as our major food. The rice is rich in carbohydrates. Potato, wheat, maize, papaya, sugarcane and mango are the food materials which are all very rich in carbohydrates. Next, fat. Fat is obtained from both animals and plant sources like groundnut, coconut oil, mustard oil. Animal sources like ghee, milk, cheese, butter, fish, egg, meat. You know that ghee, cheese and butter are fatty foods. Protein. Animal sources like fish, egg, paneer, milk and meat are rich in protein. And dal, gram, moong dal, peas, soya beans, these are all your grains which are all rich in proteins obtained from the plant. Understood? So these are the food which we eat to obtain the energy and to serve as the bodybuilding foods. We take in carbohydrates, fat and proteins in such a way by eating all these food materials. Clear? So next we are going to discuss another important thing, that how will I find out whether a given food material is rich in carbohydrates or fat or protein. Okay, I have listed out here and gave you a tabular column such a way that you will know whenever I ask potato would be rich in carbohydrates. You would answer me immediately. But how come you got to know that potato is rich in carbohydrates and not in fat and proteins? Because I am going to perform a test, and with the result I am giving you this classification of food materials rich in various components. Understood? So we are going to perform the test for carbohydrate, test for fat and test for proteins. 3 tests we are going to do and identify the food items which are all rich in these components. Okay, the first test is test for carbohydrate, or also you can tell it as test for starch, because carbohydrates and starch are one and the same. To do this test, what are the materials I require? I need a food item, okay, any kind of raw food ingredient or anything, okay, and dilute iodine solution. You know, I hope you know the meaning of solution. Solution means anything which is in the liquid state, right? We have discussed this in the chemistry. So you're going to take iodine solution, but what does the meaning of dilute iodine solution? It means dilute means you're going to add water to the solution. I am taking iodine solution and mixing it with water so that it has a equal proportion of iodine and water in it. So dilute iodine solution means mixed with water. The word dilute indicates to the addition of water. Okay, and a dropper for testing. Dropper is nothing but like this. It will be a pincher which will take 2 drops from the solution, and when you loosen the dropper here means the drops will come out. You can refer figure 2.1 in your textbook for these dropper image. So what are you going to do in this test is you will take raw ingredient. Let us select rice. Okay, we have that handy in our house. So I am going to take few grains of rice and I will allow 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution in the rice grains. If I notice any change in the color of the rice, and if the color changes to be blue black, then it indicates the presence of starch in the food item. So understood? This is how I find out whether the given food material is rich in carbohydrates or fat or protein. So what am I going to do in this test? I will take the food material and I will drop few drops of dilute iodine solution to it, and if I notice a blue black color change of the food material, then it indicates the presence of starch, also called as carbohydrates, in it. Understood, children? The next test is test for protein. Okay, for this also the items required to perform the test will be your food item, but in solution format it is given. So what is meant by in solution format? You're going to take any food item and make it into a powder and mix it with water so that it is in the liquid state. It is in the solution format. Okay, and then you need copper sulfate solution and caustic soda. These are all some chemicals which will be present in the laboratory, and you would be learning in detail about these chemical solutions in your higher grades. Okay, so you're going to add copper sulfate solution and caustic soda. Caustic soda is nothing but the sodium hydroxide. Where could I find sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide's chemical formula is NaOH. Na stands for sodium, OH stands for hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide's chemical formula will be NaOH. Where can we find the sodium hydroxide? Means in our soaps and all. The soap which we use for washing and bathing, no, that will, all the soaps are basic and their chemical formula is NaOH. They contain sodium hydroxide in it. Okay, and I need a test tube and a dropper. So what is a test tube? First of all, you have to look at the figure 2.2 in your textbook for the image of the test tube. A test tube is nothing but made up of glass. It will be a clear glass tube. Okay, of a short length, clear, visible glass tube used in the laboratories to perform the experiments. Usually in chemistry lab you will have test tubes like this, and it would be made up of glass, mainly because we are noticing color changes in the chemistry experiments, and we wanted to know how the changes are, right? So it should be visible to us, so that is why we have chosen glass tubes. Okay, and a dropper. So how to perform the test for protein is, you will take the food solution. So food solution in the test tube I will take it. Okay, in the solution format. If in case of your test for carbohydrates, I have taken raw ingredient. I have taken rice directly and I allowed the dilute iodine solutions to drop on it. But for the test of protein, I am going to take the food item in solution format. I cannot hold the solution in my hand, so I choose a test tube so that the food item is first poured inside it, and then 2 drops of copper sulfate solution is added to the same test tube. Along with that, 10 drops of caustic soda solution is added again, and after adding I used to shake it well, okay, such a way that the solution does not split out. I used to shake it quite well, and if there is a color change, that too in violet, then it indicates the presence of protein. Okay, this would be very interesting if I take you to the lab and allow you to do it, but we are staying in the home and we have only online classes for the time being, so kindly adjust with this. So what are we doing for the test of protein? I'm taking a food solution, adding few drops of nearly 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. Along with the same solution, I'm adding caustic soda solution. Caustic soda solution is nothing but the sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is nothing but the soap. So what does this mean? I'm adding 10 drops of soap solution to it. Can I tell like that? Yes. Once everything is added, I shake it quite well to identify whether there is a color change. If there is a violet color formed, then it indicates the presence of proteins in that particular food item. Understood, children? Next, let us move to the test for fat. It is a very easy one. You can take any food item and a piece of paper with you. Take the food item and place it in the paper and crush it along with the food. And okay, you're going to crush the paper along with the food, so that if there is any fat present in the food, means you would notice the oil patches on the paper. Okay, you're going to crush a paper along with the food, and after some time you would again stretch the paper and see it through light. If there is fat present in the food, there the oils will be seen on the crushed paper. Okay, even some food item may have water in them, so when you are crushing, the water content also will come out, but after drying, no, after few minutes the water will dry off, but the oil will be seen always. So if you notice the oil patches, then it indicates the presence of fat in your food item. Okay, children, so what did we discuss today? We saw that food will have the ingredients which are all rich in carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fat and water. Okay, so we saw that the carbohydrates and fats are energy giving foods, proteins are body building foods. Then we discussed about the food items which are all rich in carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Then we saw the 3 tests. Test for starch, test for protein, test for fat. Okay children, let us continue the remaining in the next class. Thank you.